We're here with Roger Werne, and he's from Lawrence Livermore Labs. Now, Roger, you think of Lawrence Livermore Labs and you think of chemical technology, but it's more than that now. Can you tell us what's going on?
Well, we have a very, very strong science and technology base at the laboratory. Probably, I would arguably say that we're the best applied science lab in the world. Now, I'm a little biased, but we're certainly among the best. And as such, we have, we patent our intellectual property, protect the intellectual property, and we license it to companies that are interested in commercializing it and making money. And so, you know, the bottom line is we're open for business. And we have lots of technology, breakthrough technology, that can revolutionize markets and build companies from the ground up and make them very successful. And the job in our office, in the Industrial Partnerships office, is to find companies, negotiate a license with them, and then help them be successful. And so that's the proverbial bottom line for our organization.
Wow, that's really fascinating. Mm-hmm. So what types of products do you have? What do you want?
At one end of the spectrum, we have lots of computer software. We have the biggest, fastest, most powerful computers in the world. And of course, if you've got big new machines, you've got to develop software for those machines. And so we have lots and lots of software available, either through open source or for particular pieces of software through copyright licenses that companies can get a hold of. We have technology in materials. We have everything. One of the new materials that we've got right now is a porous metal for jewelry applications. It's porous gold, which makes it very low density but shiny. And we think one of the exciting applications would be the jewelry market for this technology. This is a patented technology that came out of one of our science programs. And somebody got the idea that, hey, what about jewelry? Because heavy, bulky earrings can be trying, I'm told. So that's one of the
yes.
So that's one of the technologies. Other technologies for radiation treatment. We have a technology called the dielectric wall accelerator, which is being commercialized by a small company to do proton therapy for cancer treatment. This should be a breakthrough technology that, when commercialized in 3 or 4 years, will reduce the size and cost of a proton therapy system by a factor of 10, from 150 million down to something of the order of 15 to 20 million. And that will make proton therapy treatment for cancer available to an average hospital and an average site. We have technologies having to do with diagnostics associated with pathogens, pathogen diagnostics for infection control and for the Homeland Security market. For example, we miniaturized polymerized chain reaction, the process by which you identify and diagnose DNA. And that technology was actually invented at Livermore. The miniaturization process for polymerized chain reaction, or PCR, was invented at Livermore in the early 90s. And now there's a very successful company called Cepheid that has commercialized that and making instruments that are helping the, diagnosing anthrax for the post office, for example. And so that's a real success story. We have software from a company called Dyna3D that revolutionized the automobile industry in crash simulation. That's a really quite a success story. The other technologies having to do with molecular diagnostics, we have a thing called accelerator mass spectrometry that does analysis of carbon-14 down to a level which is far smaller, lower level than any other diagnostic treatment. And that carbon-14 can be used as a tag to help diagnose loss of calcium in bones through a process of tagging what's called calcium-41. And so that's a technology which we think is very exciting. We have technologies associated with, as I mentioned, software. We have technologies associated with other medical diagnostics that are a breakthrough, which we think will be add new treatments for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's a new technology which we've identified, which we think is ready to go. So there's a myriad of possibilities, and interested entrepreneurs should go to our website at lawrencelivermorelab.gov and look under the technology transfer header, and you go right to our website. And on that website we have right now 17 highlighted technologies which we're making available to companies. But we have behind that over 2,000 patents, which are all technologies which we think are of interest to the commercial markets.
Wow, it sounds so fascinating. I never realized that you were doing so much in Lawrence Livermore.
And we have about, as I mentioned, we have 2,000 active patents, and we do about 20 licenses a year to companies, and we prefer to work with small startup companies because those are the ones that are able to bring a revolutionary technology to a market.
So are you looking for anything special in these startup companies? Who do you want to come to you?
Well, the answer is yes. You're always looking for somebody that has the entrepreneurial gene, so to speak. I mean, this is the person who has got the passion and the drive and the know-how to take a fledgling concept and turn it into a real company. And of course, they need management skill, they need marketing knowledge, they need finance and capital, and they need the technology, of course, which we have the technology, but the management, market, and money will have to come from outside of the laboratory. And so that's what we're constantly looking for, is an entrepreneurial team that can take one of our technologies and take it out the door and turn it into a big success.
Sounds like a great opportunity for entrepreneurs.
We think so. We really believe. I'll give you an example. I mentioned earlier that to you that the imaging engine behind Google Earth was started by a Livermore physicist named Walter Scott, who started a company called Digital Globe. Digital Globe provides all of the high-resolution imagery for Google Earth. Another one which is
amazing.
An artifact of the 70s was the moon ring. Was developed by a laboratory engineer, and later on he developed the Duracell battery tester. So that came out of a Livermore technology as well. So
fascinating.
So we have lots of success stories.
Great opportunities here.
We're very proud of, and we want to see that legacy continue on into the future.
Lawrence Livermore Labs. Thank you so much, Roger.
My pleasure.